Okay guys, just a little bit different really from the Escort videos. I'm going to show you the rust on this Mark 1 Focus. 2005 Mark 1, 3-door. It's got to be the last, hasn't it? The last of the Mark 1s. So it's scabbing on the rear arch. But check this. If you're wondering about the writing, I was showing my students just some examples of rust, but check that. Wow. What a bad design. So all of the road silt, the mud collects behind there and just rusts it from the inside out. I could potentially weld a patch in, shape it to those contours, bit of filler over the top, boom. But the owner of this car is, can you get an MOT cheap as possible? So I've welded all the exhaust up because that was blowing, and it's not going to pass with that wing. So I found a second-hand wing. This was £10, 20 miles from my home, and it's actually all right. So a bit of surface rust on the bottom. I'd probably have some silver. It's not going to match perfectly, but I'll have some silver to paint that bottom bit. And the inside is actually okay. It's just a bit of scab, a bit of surface rust. I'll clean it lovely, bit of paint behind there. Yeah, 10 quid. Now, if this was my car, I'd have it looking good. 2005 Mark 1 3-door. The owner said, can you fill it? Can you fill it? I'm not filling that. Yeah, just get an MOT. No! You can do it as good as possible for the money available. So yeah, 10 quid. Boom. I'll show you the other side. The other side won't be long before it's got a hole in it, I don't think. So that's the other side. But the sills, it's like new underneath. There's no rot anywhere else. Just obviously the poor design from Ford. Yeah, so I'll get cracking on that. I'll tidy the new wing. It is actually a matching colour. So I'll tidy the new wing up. Obviously any scabs, get the door off, drop the bumper down at the front. I should be able to get the wing off. It's bolted on as well, so there's no welding on these Mark 1s. What you doing, buddy? What you doing, Margot? I know, it's a bit cold, isn't it? Okay, I'll show you this wing. So basically, I've got all the loose rust off using a fake Dremel. Front and back. This horrible sealant stuff was all along the bottom. I've got that off. It's all brittle and cracking. It'll just let moisture behind in the end anyway. I cleaned it with pre-wipe on a rag. I put some crust on there. This is crust. Just painted it on with a brush. I've now got to let it dry and then get some acid etch primer on there. That's the underneath of the wing. I will put some wax oil in there as well. Just get it in the cracks, in the grooves. Well guys, that was relatively simple really. You can get that without taking the door off. Front bumper didn't have to come off, just dropped it down. Incredibly rusty screws here though. Well, I'm not sure if there's screws or they're nuts to be honest, but yeah, cut them off, rusty. Headlight tucked out the way. That was quite quite corroded. Cleaned it up. Yeah, it's not going to last forever, but I'll wax oil that up as well while the wing's off. Show you the wing that's going on it. So, if you remember, it was all scabby. I've cleaned it up. So, rust eater, edge primer, high build primer. It's not perfect, doesn't need to be perfect. And I haven't matched the paint. I've cheated. And what I've used some alloy wheel paint. It's not actually far off. I think that's going to blend lovely. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I'm working on a budget of nothing. Yep, get it on the car. Okay guys, it is a different shade. I can see it. It's more so on film, but it's not a million miles away. Right, really simple job, in all honesty. The nut that I cut off, I just drilled a hole through and cable tied it. Yeah, like I said, this car is pretty grim, in all honesty, which is a bit of a shame. And the owner doesn't spend on it. But I think I've figured out why it's a different shade, you know. I've noticed that it's been resprayed. So I think that explains the different shade. It's definitely been flashed over at some time in its life. But yeah, really simple, straightforward job, guys. Highly recommend anyone tackling that. Yeah, thanks for watching.